Hey everybody. Alright, well, the table's a bit of a mess here. Um, I made kind of a funny mistake on this model, and here at Heywood Planes, we own everything, and we make mistakes, and then we try to figure out how to fix them. But I'm not gonna cut myself any slack. When I do it, I want to show it and then show you what can be done and what's possible after a whole lot of swearing. But it's still we still get where we need to be, I think. So, all right. The mistake that I made, and I don't even understand how this happened. It's kind of funny, but I kept here. Let's put this up on the rack here. All right, I kept thinking that of this as the rear bulkhead, and kind of dismissing the window right behind it. So I had left this whole section between this bulkhead and this one unfinished, unpainted, really just kind of considered it invisible, and that was wrong. So I had a couple of options. One was to, after all of the work I had done, was to come in here and cut away at this bulkhead and really open it up, as I had done the three in front of it. But even, well, one of the difficult aspects of that, aside from the fact that that everything was already enclosed, and that was going to make it really hard to do, this bulkhead is higher, came up all the way to the roof, and actually supports the top keel and a couple of stringers. Really supports pretty much the rear section of the cabin and the cabin roof. So it wasn't really an option to cut that bulkhead away. Especially now. Maybe early on I could have done some cutout and then reinforced the remaining area with stringers. Kind of how we did, doubled up these window supports, or roof supports, whatever you want to call these sections here. We doubled them. I could have done the same here after slicing all this away. But I didn't. I really, for whatever reason, I blanked. I just considered this the rear wall, and it isn't. But that's okay. In the actual aircraft, the seating isn't much different from this, and in fact, I have been looking into it, and oftentimes this section, the area behind the pilot, or the second seat here, is basically a baggage compartment. Not a lot of weight can be toted back here. We have to be careful of our center of gravity when we're laying out the materials on board an airplane. But if there are two, a pilot and a passenger, a pilot and a trainee, this space can be used for a little bit of baggage. Anyway, I've just gone ahead and with this bulkhead painted white, and then I finished the inside of the rear compartment. I put a floor in there. I think you can see that. And I put sidewalls similar to the sidewalls that I put in the forward cabin area. Painted and slid the cardstock in there. Wrapped it over the top keel as I did the others. So you can see it's not horrible. It'll work. And that was the fix, just to make it work. And if I build this kit again, or when I look at these other kilo kits for the passenger and similar construction to this, I'll make sure I take a harder look at that bulkhead situation. But for now, this is our fix. And as I said, it's not horrible. We've added the rear support stanchions for the roof. Again, this is going to be a seaplane. Seaplanes were often modified with extra support for the upper wing, just because of the impact situation. I've added the reinforcing material around the front window, the front windshield, and that's this bent wire. Off of that, there are two smaller pieces that go up into the upper corner here. I'm still deciding whether I'm going to do that with wire. I think I might just do it with this plastic rod material Evergreen makes. It's almost the same diameter, and I can paint it to match this wire, or I may just leave it off and just have it, you know, look like it does now, which is fine. You know, I could even add a center stanchion, one that comes down inside the windshield to a point on the top of the fuselage there. It would be behind the glass, or behind the windshield, but it would be the extra stanchion that is often added to a seaplane, or any bush plane, actually, anything for off airport activity. So I wanted to just touch base with everyone on that. That's kind of what I've been doing, and why the fuselage hasn't been infilled yet. I've been dealing with this kind of an error on my part. But as I said, I think the fix will be all right. I think it looks good enough. I don't know. We'll look in the window, and now you see a finished sides, finished floor. You know, if I decide to mock up a couple of backpacks or sleeping bags or both and just toss them through the window, so be it. I could do that. Okay, so and that's it. That's just a quick recap. I wanted to, you know, kind of give you an update. This is where we are. This is a fix-it for a slight error on my part, and we move along. We're getting close. We almost have something to look at that looks airplane-ish, almost. Another couple of days and fuselage be infilled, and then we can start working on our floats and wings and everything else. Smaller kits like this, you know, they go a lot faster. There's just that much less infill to do, and infill is the thing that takes up the time. I'll have a few videos. I have a time lapse of some of the infill work I did here, and then I think there's like 3 or 4 more yet on the camera here before in front of this one to upload. So there'll be some more material on the channel here shortly, and even more as we go ahead. Whatever. All right, later.